Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome to Inside the Newsroom. I'm Maddie Paul. Inside the Newsroom, we bring you the trending stories of the KELOLAND area, and we bring in our newsroom staff members to talk about those trending stories. They just happen to be the same trending stories that you see every day on our newscasts and online at KELOLAND.com. We had another gorgeous night of northern lights. If you were out there and saw that last night, sent in some photos to our UShare, KELOLAND.com/UShare. We still want to see those photos. But yesterday on Inside the Newsroom, I had a background of the northern lights behind me. But today, I thought we'd give some appreciation to the Sioux Falls Park. This is actually one of our live cams that you could see from our KELOLAND.com website. So if you go to KELOLAND.com by scanning this QR code that you see on your screen, it'll take you to our homepage. And then all you need to do is find our live camera section, and you could start selecting all sorts of different cameras from around the KELOLAND area. So this is pretty fun. We're going to try something new for Inside the Newsroom and keep this up for the whole episode. So it's a really beautiful background. I'm happy to have it up. Hopefully we can do some more in different episodes, but lots of fun going on here today. But it's also a very special Inside the Newsroom episode after a very busy news day yesterday and leading into today. The federal government did end their shutdown last night. And currently our newsroom is gathering local angles to this impact. And you will see that in our evening newscasts online at KELOLAND.com and then also here on KELOLAND Plus. But today on Inside the Newsroom, we're focusing on airline disruptions and snap impacts that occurred as the shutdown persisted. But we're also going to have some fun too, because if you stick around to the end of the show, you'll see more of this live cam footage, because we're putting one of our meteorologists to a test. And actually, you all can play along at home too. So again, it's really important that you know how to get to KELOLAND.com and look for those live cams, because we're going to play a little game of, can you guess which live camera is up? It'll be lots of fun. It'll be interesting if our meteorologists can get it. So stay with us, because first we need to have our trending stories. We had one of our reporters check in with travelers at the airport as the shutdown persisted yesterday. So stay with us for Inside the Newsroom. We'll be right back after this quick break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. After 43 days, the federal government ends its longest shutdown. Last night, President Donald Trump signed a bill to end the shutdown just a couple of hours after it was passed by the House. While the government will now be open, travelers may continue to face uncertainty when it comes to flying. Dan Santella caught up with travelers before the shutdown ended to see how they feel about recent flying experiences.
The Arrivals and Departures Board at Sioux Falls Regional Airport early this afternoon does not reveal a disaster for air travelers. 2 cancellations and some delays.
Feel fortunate that looks like we're on time and going to get back home tonight.
But current statuses can and will change.
They said it was on time, but the flights were saying they were on time before, and they still were delayed.
For Jessica Postal of New York, recent travel has been unique, and not in a good way.
I had to kind of make accommodations to make sure that if I was delayed or if the flights were canceled, I just wasn't sure what was happening with the flights. And I've never felt that discomfort with flying before this situation.
I think we're just a little tired just because the layovers did take up some time and our trip overall was short to begin with. Yeah.
For Dana Elefanti and Katrina Rack of New Jersey, the journey to Sioux Falls wasn't exactly ideal.
We had to rebook our flight because we would have missed our connecting flight if we kept our original to get to Chicago. So we went to Denver instead and then came from Denver to Sioux Falls.
Here and elsewhere, travelers are wondering what the immediate future looks like and hoping for good news when they look up to see if their departure is on time.
It's tough. I'm actually flying out in 6 days too, back to Phoenix. So I'm just hoping that everything is back to normal because I don't want to spend any more time in the airports.
A sentiment travelers across the country no doubt echo tonight.
And Dan Santella joins us at the digital desk to talk more about this story. Dan, when you were out at the airport yesterday, what was the tone or atmosphere like when you showed up to gather up travelers?
It was really quiet there. There wasn't a whole lot going on. There were a handful of travelers, of course, but it's not like it was packed. He didn't sense a ton of stress or anything like that. As we showed the big board and the departures and arrivals, it was a lot of on times, 2 cancellations, some delays. And so there wasn't a palpable angst, I suppose. It was pretty easy to talk with people. A few people immediately said, yeah, we can chat. And chat with a couple of ladies from New Jersey, a lady from New York, and a gentleman from Arizona. And, it was not packed, but we also went shoot. I think it was around 1:30.
Yeah, somewhere in the afternoon early. But how did that feeling that you were sensing in the airport and hearing from travelers, how did that make its way into the story for you?
Well, I want to just, we've been to the airport a number of times recently, and I want to just get a snapshot and how things were going. That afternoon, we knew the shutdown was still going, but we knew it was maybe soon to end. Mm-hmm. And just how you doing? We've all been in those shoes, right? Where there's delays and like, oh my gosh, I have to be here for another hour or whatever. So everyone has felt that, right? Mm-hmm. We all know the stress.
And this was a man on the street style story. Mm-hmm. And with these, I think it was great that you were able to get so much perspectives from so many different travelers. But for you, if this happened in the story or it didn't, how do you typically handle no's or people who don't want to be on camera?
I mean, it's like, hey, I definitely understand. That's okay, and I just move on and try to talk to somebody else. There was one person I talked to, he did not want to be interviewed. He was like, okay, hey, thanks for chatting with me, And any conversation you have can help shape the tenor and the timbre of the story, and they do. So yeah, you just, obviously when you go out for a man on the street style interview, you are usually going to have people who say, no, I'd rather not be on camera. Totally understandable. You got to press on, keep fishing, keep looking. And sometimes you get a feeling of, oh, this person, they seem to be meeting my gaze, or they seem to be just kind of hanging out and comfortable with me being around. Maybe they'll be more apt to share their thoughts. And
you find those great personalities after that too.
Yeah.
But after hearing from the travelers that you did speak to for this story, what stood out to you about their experiences or their feelings?
I think there is a readiness for the shutdown to end. I think for many people, for several different reasons, there's that readiness. And people like normalcy. I like normalcy, right? And schedules and being able to know when you're leaving. I'm leaving on a vacation in 15 days, and I am very much hoping that my 2 flights to get where I'm going will be on time. So I know how they're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make your connection. You have plans for wherever your destination is. You want them to come to fruition. So I think we saw that in those 4 interviewees too.
Is there anything else that you'd like viewers to take away from this story?
No, you're always grateful that people decide to share their thoughts and perspectives with a stranger. So I felt that again yesterday.
Great. Well, Dan, thank you so much for joining me here at the Digital Desk with those details. And everyone stick around. Up next, we're learning about how South Dakota SNAP benefits are partially funded and how the Helpline Center weighs in. Stay with us. We'll be back on Inside the Newsroom when we come back after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. The Department of Social Services announced it will be partially restoring SNAP benefits for South Dakota SNAP recipients. And our digital reporter, Michael Dorn, looked into those details and how other organizations are helping those who use SNAP. Michael, this has actually been a story that you've been doing for about a week now. You started last week and continuing certainly into this week, looking at the numerous statements coming out from DSS all week. So in relation to learning more about the impacts for SNAP recipients, take me through your timeline. Where were we at the start of the week till now? What have you seen that's really changed?
Yes. So the short answer to that is a lot has changed.
Yeah.
But to kind of bring it back, this all starts from last Friday when DSS made the announcement that all SNAP benefits would be going out on November 10th, which is the day that those EBT credits and those SNAP benefits renew for South Dakotans here. And then come Saturday, I believe, there was an announcement made by DSS that due to the Supreme Court, they would no longer be able to give those credits out. So they're just taking direction there from the Supreme Court. Then we fast forward to this week where we hear the announcement on Monday where they will be giving out those partial credits. They'll be giving out partial credits here and at some point this week where the remainder of those funds, so I believe 65% of those EBT credits that people would get will be funded, and the remainder will come when the government shutdown ends. And now on Wednesday, we heard that those EBT credits are here. They are out and they are dispersed, those partial credits. And now the government shutdown has ended. So they're now working on getting the remainder of those EBT credits out to everyone.
Right. And in the initial statement that we got yesterday, the department didn't say how much the partial benefits would be. And they did say that the remainder of the November benefits would be provided at a later time. But was there anything else that you learned from DSS that stood out to you that you think our viewers should know?
Yeah. So I think as of right now, we've gone a lot of back and forth between this. So I think it's just trying to clear out that confusion or that uncertainty right now. So those EBT credits are on their way. Those partial credits are already here, and it's my understanding that the remainder of those funds, now that the government is officially reopened, are on their way as well. They're making a plan to get those out. They do have to review all of those cases individually, but yeah, they are reviewing those.
And you did a story last week with the Helpline Center too, and it was in relation to the uncertainty of SNAP. So what have you seen with the Helpline Center that has changed from then to now? And how have you found the Helpline Center to try to fill the gaps for those SNAP recipients?
Yeah, so the Helpline Center last week put out a post saying, hey, anyone who will be affected by the loss of SNAP or anyone who's lost their job to the government shutdown, reach out and contact us. We can get you in contact with resources to help you out, to get you through this time. And some things have changed since then, but their mission has pretty much been the same. It sounds like I spoke with them yesterday here, and it sounds like a lot of that has gone through coaching now as opposed to an informational aspect. It's gone from so now they're mainly focusing on coaching people through that, these partial credits use, getting them sorted, giving them other resources to kind of fill those gaps, using that 65% of that funding, wisely giving them a plan to kind of plan that out and how those funds will be used.
And during your time covering this uncertainty around SNAP benefits and its impacts, for you as a digital reporter, what has stood out to you the most as you've been creating all of these reports?
Yeah, well, it's been a long road, and I've heard from people who are confused and don't know exactly what's going on with SNAP, because it feels like almost at the flick of a switch something changes, and now they are coming out, they're not coming out, they're getting partially funded. Now it's getting fully released here. So I think the main takeaway here is just trying kind of avert that confusion here. So those SNAP benefits have been partially funded, and the remainder of those funds are on their way from DSS here.
You're not quite done covering all of the SNAP benefits and impacts. So what are you working on tonight?
Yeah, so I actually got a chance to speak with the DSS Secretary, Matt Altoff, for the state of South Dakota, and we were talking about a lot of the things that have transpired this week and what his plan is for now that the government is reopened here today.
Wonderful. Well, Michael, thank you so much for being here with all of those details. And everyone, stick around. We're not quite done with Inside the Newsroom just yet. More fun coming up next when we come back after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. I know that we had a lot of fun last night with more northern lights coming through, but now we're having some fun with our KELOLAND live cameras, as you've been seeing throughout the show. But I want to give a little test to our meteorologist friend, Scott Munt. he is just so excited for this.
I like the blue sky behind you.
You like it?
I'm a little worried though.
I was about to tell you what it is. I can't do that. So let's play a little game. Let's see if Scott can guess the KELOLAND live
Downtown
camera
Sioux Falls.
behind me. Hold on, I'm explaining the game, Scott. I'm explaining the game.
Did I win? What did I win?
So I don't know. Let's see. Let's pull up maybe 4 different backgrounds behind me. And this is the practice round, okay? And Scott Munn has already made his guess. Everyone play along too. If you have one of our...
Are you keeping track of this?
Oh, yeah, I'll keep track. If you have one of the live cameras up on your website or on your phone, if you just go to KELOLAND.com and search for our live camera, then you will be able to find this, and then you can play along and see all the options.
That's a good idea.
Hey, you like that, Scott? You like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
let me see. Let
I'm
me get that
picking
up on my
Scott.
phone.
Yeah, you could do it. And here's the thing with Scott. I want to pick on him a little bit because he has to work with these cameras every day. Right, Scott? Like as a meteorologist, you look at these often, reference them.
I'm looking at a couple
He's
right now.
Looking at it right now. Unreal. All right, Scott. So you already gave one guess for this background. I can move a little.
Is it this one?
Scott's ruining my game. Okay, Scott's.
It is.
Maybe if I cover it a little bit.
But see, you can get those live cams on your phone.
You're just
through the Storm Tracker.
Yeah, that's
app.
true. Yeah, you can do that. But for the purposes of this game, Scott, I just wanted you to look at the words, not the actual images of places. All right, this guy's trying to sabotage my game.
That was a good example of how you can see the live cams on the Storm Tracker
Look at
app.
this. It is. This is downtown Sioux Falls. All right, Scott, so we're going to do the next one now. Get ready. Everyone, again, you can go to KELOLAND.com to see all of these live cameras. I'm connecting to one right now. All right, Scott. Where are we?
Oh, that's Terry Peak.
How'd you know that?
Easy peasy.
I remember when this was covered
It is
with
Tom
snow.
Hansen's favorite live cam during midday in the winter season. Every time he and I work midday together, it's Terry Peak. Automatically. Bringing up Terry Peak.
This is a really nice live camera. Well, because...
Somebody's in the background checking the equipment there.
Where? I don't see anybody.
Right where your eyes were as you leaned in. Yeah. Moving
Should I
around.
take a bite? I feel like a monster like behind this, doing something like this. This is Terry Peak.
See,
this
getting
is actually
into whatever
really
that
gorgeous.
thing is.
Because I think the last time I saw this live cam was when there was a lot of snow, and this was weeks ago, and it was a lot darker. I didn't realize that this cam kind of has like an overview, like way past like over there.
Oh yeah,
you know, that's gorgeous.
And they were making snow.
Oh yeah, that's
a week or two ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
All right, let's find another location now. We're going to our next live cam again. If you scan that QR code, you can join us. Have fun with us here with our live cam. Scott, where are we now?
I want to say that's Harrisburg.
It is. Wow, you're actually really good at this. This is our live cam for Harrisburg. I got to pick a hard
Actually,
one.
that's a really good image of Harris. You know, sometimes, especially in the morning, it's really hard in the morning just because, you know, the sunlight and everything. But that's a nice, clear image of Harrisburg.
No snow.
No snow.
I think a lot of snow has melted all over the area.
And you know what? We'll have highs today above average. Maybe record setting tomorrow.
That's right. If you've watched Weather or Not today, everyone,
we were breaking
about
stuff leading into it.
Tell me
Special
about
sound
it.
effect.
Tell me about it. That's what I should have brought. If you watch Weather or Not, you know that Scott uses lots of sounds to help bring out the
Tell
forecast.
the story. You know, try to do something a little different.
Yeah, and it's always fun. You always have something fun to watch. Okay, let's do a different live cam now. So everyone, you can come to the website, KELOLAND.com, look at our live cams, and follow along with us as we play.
You know, I do have a drum roll loaded in there. That would have been perfect for this segment.
Where are we?
Not Yankton. Or Madison. Madison. That's Madison.
Okay, but which camera?
One or two.
Yes, there is two options. So which camera?
I would guess one.
It is one. Nice job. You're doing really good.
I just saw the water and I got, that's Yankton. Nope, it's Madison.
These are
Did I
really nice
pass?
cameras. I like this one. This one, I'm like,
That's a great one for sunrises.
green screen.
It really is. When we get the sunrise, Lake Madison, that camera, it's fantastic.
You probably get that in the morning show for sure then, because it's rising around 6,
Well,
6:30?
now it's No, it's later than that.
It is?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep, it's later than that. That we may have a hard time getting a sunrise on there now.
Ooh, that's a kind of interesting.
But when we do, it's great.
It's great. Let's do one more live cam.
Man, I thought I was done. You said
No,
4.
I know. I want to have some fun with this. Oh, this one's a hard one. Okay, this one. Where are we? Oh, you can't really tell. It's literally just the sky. Okay.
So whatever camera is pointed up to the sky.
It is pointed up to the sky right now.
Okay, let me see if I get in that Storm Tracker app.
Everyone follow along with the Storm Tracker app.
Now, I don't want to call it a problem, but I'll try to see if I could guess on what it might be to be shooting up at the sky.
Let me see if I can quickly move this a little bit because it's a little.
It's not Yankton.
Let me see if it's better if I go this way. Oh, no, it's not. I was going to say there is some stuff at the bottom that you can't see because my lower third is here and my ticker bar. Everyone look at the ticker.
I'm going to guess it's Lake Preston. It's showing a lot of blue on here. I'm not sure how much of that you have. Probably not. I mean, you must have a lot of blue on there.
Hold on. I actually forget what cam this is. Okay, it's not. It's actually not Lake Preston.
Okay, I'm going through. Ooh, it might be Eureka.
This one's a hard one. This is a good one to end on.
There's Eureka.
That
a lot
doesn't
of blue
look the
there.
same.
I'm not sure how much of that you have cropped.
Not too much.
So it must be shooting straight up at the sky.
Yeah, it
Maybe
kind
I
of
should
is up
change
at the
that.
sky. There is a little bit of horizon. It's like very small.
Okay, it's not Gregory.
I will say it does start with a P.
Is it Parker?
It is Parker.
Parker.
It is the Parker live cam.
Yeah, well.
Well,
all right.
I don't know if this is a fun one to end on. Yeah, there it is. So there's a little bit of horizon at the bottom there, but I guess I'm obscuring it. I tried to see if I go in on this camera, if you can see it a little bit better. But again, the lower third in our amazing ticker bar down there.
Oh, yeah, I see what
is
you're saying.
covering
Yeah.
it. Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can just look at the background. Well, good job, Scott. You got most of them. A round of applause for Scott.
I mean,
Yay!
come on. You're shooting right at here. Here's some blue sky. Guess what camera
Where are
this is. Record heat tomorrow. Getting close. Went ahead and upped the temperature to 70. And then that might be it for a while.
Oh, well, yeah, because I watched Whether or Not. You
Need
said
that
that's
disappointment sound effect.
That's not for this show. I can't steal too much of your mojo. I can't steal too much of it. I try. I try to have fun like you and Brian have fun on Whether or Not, but...
We talk a little bit about Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Just a little bit. But becoming more active for the second half of the month.
You excited? Sounds like you're going to be busy.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. I guess that's why I'm here, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Not to press the special effects sounds on your board, but also to
You have to
look at
make
the
it
weather a little
entertaining,
bit.
right?
Yes.
To a certain extent, I would assume.
Everyone has to go watch Whether or Not. It's just a lot of fun. I don't know. I have fun
you
with
can
it,
get that
Scott.
on demand anytime after, maybe not any time after 9:30. Does it have to load first?
A little
to get it
bit,
on
but
demand?
it
Okay.
should be up by then.
All
Like
right.
I would say around 10 o'clock in the morning, it's
Okay.
up and ready on demand for anybody to watch.
really? That quick? Good.
Yeah, because we try to get it up immediately after it airs. Because Whether or Not airs at 9:30 in the
9:30.
morning on KELOLAND Plus, then you can watch it again live at 1:30. But as Scott said, always on demand.
Yes.
Always on demand.
Yes.
And usually it's on demand after 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay.
Perfect.
We're ready with it, Scott. I'm on the case. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow.
That's good to know.
Oh, we gotta wrap
And you
this
got
up.
your
I
own
gotta
sound
go.
effects. You don't need the computer.
Yeah, I am my own board, honestly. I do make my own things. We got to say goodbye. I have to go, dude.
Okay. Where are you going?
I just have to end the
You have
show.
stuff to do? Oh, you're running
Yeah.
out of time?
I am running out of time. We have to go. That
right.
makes me sad because Inside the Newsroom is now over, but that's okay because we'll be back tomorrow talking
Yes.
about more trending stories, bringing in more Newsroom staff members, and watching Whether or Not and reacting to it. Does that sound
Okay,
fun? You like
promise.
that? You like
Yep.
that? All right, I said it, so it's happening. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a great day, everyone. Do the wave.